welcome back. It's Bridget with Chicken and Nugget. Today we are going to be making sausage with peppers and onions, which is a fan favorite here in our house. We really seem to enjoy this. We eat it a lot and it's pretty easy to make. So I'm going to go ahead and get us started. So I'm just going to put about a tablespoon of olive oil in my pot. And you want to use a nice bigger pot for this recipe, especially if you're going to double it, which we oftentimes do. So I'm going to get my pot going. And I want it at about medium-high heat to start with. So I've got my sausage over here onto the side, and the first thing I need to do is cook my sausage off. So I am going to get that started. I've got two plates here. I've got one with my uncooked sausage, and then I've got an empty plate here where I'll put my cooked sausage. So I like to put my sausage in about 3 minutes each side and just kind of get it until it's a beautiful like golden brown color, and then transfer it onto my empty plate. So once my oil is ready and heated, then I'll go ahead and get that started. So you guys can do this a couple different ways. I like to do it two different ways depending on what kind of sausage I'm using. So when I'm using traditional pork sausage, I like to cook my sausage in links fully, well, not fully cook it, but cook it until it's about 2/3 of the way cooked. It's just kind of pink in the middle, about 4 or 5 minutes on each side. But when I'm using the vegan sausage, I like to cut it into medallions and cook it that way. I find that it holds its texture a little bit better when I do that with the vegan sausage, and that when I use the pork sausage, it holds its integrity a little bit better when I cook it as an entire sausage and then slice it. So it's just a matter of what kind of sausage you're using. But today we're using the vegan sausage. Andy actually requested the vegan sausage, so I'm going ahead and making this for him because I'm going out of town and I want to make sure that he has food and that he will survive while I'm gone. So my oil is heated up nicely, so I'm just going to go ahead and start getting my sausage down and start it cooking, so that way it's good to go. So I'm just placing the sausage in here. And like I said, it'll be about 2 to 3 minutes on each side, just until it's a beautiful golden color and it's kind of cooked nicely. And I found that you have to kind of do this in batches. All right, so I'm gonna work on this, and once I'm done cooking all of my sausage, we'll go ahead and get back with you guys in a couple minutes. See you soon. All right, so my sausage is finished here, and just gonna go ahead and get it plated and set that aside. And then I'm gonna reserve this cooking oil. It's gonna have a lot of really good flavor, and it's a great base to start my dish. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and set this aside, and then real quick, I'm just gonna go ahead and grab a wooden spoon. So I'll be right back. All right, so to my oil, I'm gonna add my onions and my bell peppers. So I've got my onions, you can see they're sliced kind of thin. I like mine on the thinner side, but not so thin that they disintegrate and fall apart. for? Out of the way. All right, so I've got my onions and my bell peppers in, and they're starting to cook, and I'm just gonna toss them in with my oil. Make sure everything gets kind of evenly coated. And I've used 2 bell peppers and 1 large onion. Now that's for a double recipe, because we make a lot of this, like I said. And ordinarily I would use 2 pounds of sausage, but since it was Andy by himself, I just used 1 pound of sausage. Kind of shorted him on the sausage, but I think he'll be okay. He could always use some more veggies in his diet. All right, so I'm just gonna let these cook down for about 5 to 10 minutes until my onions are starting to look a little bit translucent and everything's starting to soften. So I'm just gonna keep checking on this, stirring it every once in a while, and we'll get back to you guys in just a couple minutes. Welcome back, guys. So my onions are starting to soften and they're getting to be a little bit translucent. My bell peppers are cooking beautifully and it smells really good in here. So now I'm going to go ahead and add my garlic, and I'm just going to cook that about a minute and try to kind of keep it up top here so that it doesn't burn, because burnt garlic tastes terrible and it's going to ruin your entire dish. I'm going to add my garlic and my seasoning. I've got some Italian seasoning here and some dried basil. Go ahead and give that a stir, get my garlic cooked in. Oh, it smells so good. Garlic cooking is one of the best smells in my opinion. All right, so now to this I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of tomato paste. And I like to use the tube just because that way I can stick it in the fridge and keep it, and it's really easy and convenient. Plus we use a lot of tomato paste here at our house. So I'm just gonna stir that in and get that going. Smells delicious. It's got that beautiful red color going now. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in some white wine, and that's gonna give it a really great depth of flavor. It's also gonna cool my pan down a little bit. There we go. All right, get that in, kind of get everybody down at the bottom there, kind of cook in that wine. But I do need to cook off the alcohol in this. So I'm gonna let this kind of come to a boil, and I'm gonna cook off that alcohol. I'm gonna let it reduce by about half. So while I do that, I'm just gonna go ahead and add some salt. Nice healthy pinch of salt. And some freshly cracked black pepper. Give that a nice stir. It smells so good in here. I wish you guys could smell this. right, so to this, I have, I'm gonna add I have a can of diced tomatoes here. So I'll add that in a little bit once I've gotten my wine reduced down. So that'll give it a really nice, bright flavor, the wine, but it'll cook off all the alcohol. So you don't have to worry about tasting that raw alcohol flavor, because that's not fun for anyone. But it smells so good. Once I get those tomatoes cooked in, then I'll go ahead and add my sausage back in at the very end and just let everything cook together. And this is a really nice dish because you can customize it to your preferences. So like I said, you can do the pork sausage or you can do the vegan sausage. You can do a hot sausage or a mild Italian sausage. It really just depends on what you prefer. You could do a sweet Italian sausage, what you prefer, what you can find in your grocery store. Just, you know, there's so many different options. And this is a great, great meal to make for a group of people. It's so easy to get going. It tastes really great. You can make it a day in advance and then just warm it up. That's one of my favorite things to do. And it's a great way to kind of provide people with delicious food in different kind of vehicles. So we've done this with so many things at our house. One of the things that I like to do is to get, if we're hosting an event, say it's football season here, so one of my favorite seasons of the year, football season. So while you know, we have people over to watch the football game, I like to get rolls and I like to kind of slice them and just kind of hollow out the roll a little bit, let people pour that into a sandwich roll, and they've got a really delicious sandwich. Another great way to deal with this is to eat this, I guess really you don't deal with it, you eat it because it's amazing. But another great way to serve this is over pasta. It's also really delicious on some polenta. Oh, my mouth is just watering at the thought of that. And we've actually even served this, I've served this as a brunch dish over scrambled eggs. So it's really yummy in so many different applications. It makes me so happy. But this is like I said, this is a great dish to have when you're hosting friends or family. It just screams ball and football for me. I don't know why, but it's a really delicious and easy dish. All right, so my wine is definitely reduced and the alcohol is cooked off. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my diced tomatoes. Get those in, kind of stirred in. Added my tomatoes. Go ahead and add my sausage back in. Now, before I add my sausage, I just kind of want to let you guys know, if you used the traditional pork sausage, this would be a perfect time, or when you're cooking your wine down between those two steps, you know, go ahead and start your wine reducing and then start slicing your sausage into the medallions or into the coins, and then add your tomatoes and finish slicing your sausage in. If you haven't fully cooked your pork sausage, go ahead and add it in now and then let it finish cooking, which it will on its own. Since we're using the vegan sausage, I don't have to worry about it. It's fully cooked, but I'm gonna go ahead and add it in. And make sure you get all of that juice that, you know, may have ended up on your plate or in your bowl. That's really good flavor in there. So Just very carefully fold this all together. Get all of that sausage mixed in. Oh, that's so good. And again, like you can double this recipe, and this is actually a doubled recipe as far as the vegetables and all of the other ingredients go, except for the sausage. I only did a pound of sausage today instead of 2 pounds. But it's okay, Andy will be fine. So now that this is all incorporated and mixed together, I'm just gonna let this simmer for a little bit and kind of let all the flavors marry and meld together. Alright, so I'm just gonna let that simmer for about 10 minutes and everything will come together beautifully. So basically what you'll do is you'll just let these simmer until your liquid has reduced and you've got this nice, beautiful, thick sauce. And then at the very end, you'll just add in some fresh basil, stir that all together, and it'll be ready to serve. So, enjoy your sausage with peppers and onions, no matter what sort of application you use, whether it be Italian sausage made of pork or your vegan sausages that are provided to you at your local grocery store. I look forward to sharing more recipes with you guys. Go ahead and follow us on chickenandnugget.com, or you can find us on Facebook at Chicken and Nugget. And I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye.